Wake up, America. Wake up. You know what? I was thinking before I went on the air today, I've never had so much audio of a candidate that should just destroy the candidate. Never. I mean, you don't need to say, well, no, I think that he doesn't have a valid birth certificate. Just play the audio of him talking. And every time something comes out, what was it, last week, 2 weeks ago? It was Joe the plumber. Yeah, well, redistribution of wealth is a good thing. No, it's not. Then last week it was, they didn't take the fundamental restraints that those crazy founding fathers put into the Constitution out. I mean, every week it's something else. This week, let's try a little coal action. Right? Here are 2 cuts for you. Listen to the first one. Here's Barack Obama.
Under my plan of a cap-and-trade system, electricity rates would necessarily skyrocket.
Stop. I want you to go on. I want you to hear that. You notice he's just like, they're necessarily going to skyrocket. But listen to what his explanation is, because they're like, that's taken out of context. Oh, yeah, no. He talks about how it's all going to work out in the end. Listen to this.
Yeah, regardless of what I say about whether coal is good or bad, because I'm capping greenhouse gases, coal-powered plants, natural gas, you name whatever the plants were, whatever the industry was, they would have to retrofit their operations. That will cost money. They will pass that money on to consumers. You can already...
Stop. So far, I haven't heard the bright spot for you, the consumer. Here we are in this economy, and he wants electricity to skyrocket. And all of these companies to retrofit their plants. Now, he predicted that crazy people like me would actually say it. Listen to the prophet Obama speak.
You can already see what the arguments are going to be during the general election. People will say, Obama and Al Gore, these folks, they're going to destroy the economy. This is going to cost us $8 trillion or whatever their number is. If you can't persuade the American people that, yes, there is going to be some increase in electricity rates on the front end.
Wait, stop just a second. Some increase? You just said electricity costs will skyrocket. That's not some increase. That's skyrocketing increases. To use your own, your own language here. Whatever. I don't know if I'm being nitpicky, but there's a difference between some increase and skyrocketing energy prices.
But that over the long term, because of combinations of more efficient energy usage and changing light bulbs and more
over the long
term appliances, but also technology improving how we can produce clean energy, that the economy will benefit. Bulb. If we can't make that
get a new blender
argument persuasively enough, you can be Lyndon Johnson, you can be the master of Washington. You're not going to get that done. Or
unless you control Congress and you don't have a filibuster. Then that cap and trade, that changity change is coming our way. Isn't that great? By the way, here's cut 2 of the coal thing. By the way, this interview is not a new interview. This is, strangely, yet another piece that the press only found last night. Here we go. Here's cut number 2 of Barack Obama's coal plan.
Alternatives including coal or alternatives?
Let me sort of describe my overall policy. I mean, what I've said is that we would put a cap-and-trade system in place that is as aggressive, if not more aggressive, than anybody else's out there. I was the first to call for 100%.
Just a second. That is fantastic, by the way. That'll make us very, very competitive in the rest of the world. You know what? He's going to give businesses a $3,000 tax break to hire new people so they don't ship jobs overseas. And that's going to make a very big difference when he's got the most aggressive energy tax on the planet. Gee, I think some things need energy to be able to be made. I think we got to have, we will have fluorescent light bulbs there on the workers' floor, so that'll help save pennies every hour. That's fantastic. How are you going to keep businesses here? Oh, I know how he'll do it. He'll start penalizing those companies. He'll start penalizing those companies that try to move workers overseas. So he'll make it even more business friendly. I mean, Rupert Murdoch, who is a Democrat, by the way, has come out today and said, this guy's going to be a disaster for the economy. If anybody has actually read the Forgotten Man by Amity Shlaes that we talked about 2 years ago on this program, begged you, please read it. You're seeing it all. It's all here. This is the kind of policy that caused the Great Depression. Remember, stock market crash in 29. It wasn't until 33 that things all hit what just went to hell in a handbasket. When in 1933, that's when everything started to collapse. But what a strange surprise and weird coincidence. That's when FDR came in and started screwing with absolutely everything, from energy to unions. That's weird. All right, so anyway, he goes on about coal.
An auction on the cap-and-trade system, which means that every unit of carbon or greenhouse gases was emitted would be charged to the polluter. That will create a market in which whatever technologies are out there that are being presented, whatever power plants that are being built, that they would have to meet the rigors of that market and the ratcheted down caps that are imposed every year. So if somebody wants to build a coal power plant, they can. It's just that it will bankrupt them because they're going to be charged a huge sum.
Stop. Say it again, please. I'm sorry. Play that again. Coal.
So if somebody wants to build a coal power plant, they can. It's just that it will bankrupt them because they're going to be charged a huge sum for all that greenhouse gas that's being...
Stop. Coal, it's going to bankrupt them. I'm sorry. Can we have what Joe Biden said on the rope line when he was in Pennsylvania or when he was in Ohio? Here it is.
It's just that it will bankrupt...
No, not that one.
No coal plants here in America. Build them if they're going to build them over there. Make them clean because they're killing you. See ya. Thank you.
Okay, stop. No coal plants here. Not going to build. And what did Obama say? Obama said, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. This man has been lying to the American people. They've never had any intent on building coal plants. They've never had any intent of actually exploring for coal. They've never had any of these intents. They've been lying. Carl, how are you feeling today in Ohio? Who do you feel you should vote for?
Well, I'm PO'd.
You're PO'd? Why?
Well, this business about the coal has really got me fired up. I'm calling from the heart of coal country out here. I'm in southeastern Ohio, which borders Kentucky and West Virginia, of course. And this is big coal area out here.
Yeah.
If this would have come out 2 weeks ago, this guy'd been toast in Kentucky, Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Illinois, not to mention the states out west. And on our local...
Colorado, yeah. Listen, hang on just a second. Stu, can you play the cut here of Joe Biden when he says, that we're not going to build them elsewhere. We're not going to build them here. And then if you can get a cut or an actual line of what Obama said at the time when he said about coal. Go ahead.
No coal plants here in America. Build them if they're going to build them over there. Make them clean because they're killing you.
Okay. Now, they said that that's not true. They weren't going to do that with coal. The San Francisco Chronicle had the audio, had the interview back in January, where Barack Obama says he will bankrupt the coal industry. It provides 49% of America's power in 2007. He'll bankrupt the coal industry with his cap and trade. Why do you suppose, Carl, that when Joe Biden was saying, no, we're not going to do it, and Barack Obama was saying, oh, no, please, come on, of course we love coal. We're taking no options off the table. Why do you suppose, Carl, they didn't release that?
Oh, I think it's quite obvious. They want to sit on this. They have handed this guy this election. I mean, I am so angry. My wife and myself are so angry. I keep hearing about all these polls and everything. Well, we've never been polled. And I got to tell you, how many votes have went to Obama that would not have went to him from all the union people out here due to this early voting junk? And he really loves San Francisco, doesn't he? He makes fun of us Christians and gun owners out in San Francisco. Now he goes out and makes fun of all the coal miners and people who are providing energy for this country.
No. Carl, we're in for a rough ride, but thank you so much for listening, and thanks for paying attention.